Good evening, I'm Roger, and welcome to NFL Trending, the place where you get the latest, most pressing news from around the league. Tonight, our top story centers on Cleveland, where head coach Kevin Stefanski addressed one of the hottest questions heading into Week 2. Will rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders get his shot to start against the Baltimore Ravens? Shedeur Sanders, the rookie signal caller out of Colorado, has been one of the most talked about young players in football since arriving in Cleveland. His name carries weight not only because of his talent, but also because of his lineage. The son of Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, Shedeur has been under the spotlight since the moment he stepped into the NFL. After a strong preseason and a poised performance in limited Week 1 action, the buzz around Sanders has grown louder. Fans are already asking if he's ready to take the keys to the Browns' offense. The Browns are coming off a gritty Week 1 win, but quarterback play was far from perfect. Veteran starter Dillon Gabriel struggled to find rhythm against the defense, raising questions about whether Cleveland should consider making a change sooner rather than later. Gabriel's stat line wasn't disastrous, but missed throws and inconsistent drives gave the impression that the offense wasn't fully firing. That's where Sanders enters the conversation. His brief appearance in Week 1 showed flashes of what he can do: quick decision-making, strong ball placement, and the confidence of a quarterback who believes he belongs at this level. Earlier this week, head coach Kevin Stefanski addressed the situation directly. When asked whether Shedeur Sanders could see more playing time and potentially start in Week 2 against the Ravens, Stefanski gave a measured response. He praised Sanders for his preparation, work ethic, and maturity, but he also emphasized the importance of not rushing a young quarterback into the spotlight before he's fully ready. Stefanski said, quote, "Shedeur is doing everything we've asked of him. He's preparing like a pro, and he's earned the respect of the locker room. But we're going to do what's best for him and for this team in the long run." That statement alone sparked debate across the NFL community. Some analysts interpret Stefanski's words as a clear sign that Gabriel will remain the starter for Week 2, while others believe the door is wide open for Sanders to step in if things go south early against Baltimore. The Ravens, of course, present one of the toughest challenges any young quarterback could face. Baltimore's defense is fast, physical, and opportunistic, anchored by veterans like Roquan Smith and young stars emerging in the secondary. Starting a rookie in that kind of matchup is a bold move, one that could either accelerate Sanders' development or overwhelm him in the process. Stefanski knows the stakes. This is not just about winning in Week 2, it's about making sure the Browns' future at quarterback remains on track. For Cleveland fans, the situation brings back memories of past quarterback debates. Over the years, the Browns have cycled through starter after starter, desperately searching for stability. With Sanders in the building, many believe they've finally found their long-term answer. The temptation to start him now is strong, but so is the caution to avoid repeating mistakes of the past. Let's also look at how Sanders himself has handled the speculation. Reporters who have spoken with him this week say he's been calm, collected, and focused on improving each day. Sanders downplayed the noise about a potential start, saying, quote, "I'm just controlling what I can control. I'm preparing every day like I'm going to play, and when my number is called, I'll be ready." That kind of attitude is exactly what coaches want from a rookie. No entitlement, no distractions, just steady preparation. Across social media, however, fans are anything but calm. Browns Twitter has been buzzing with clips of Sanders' preseason highlights and Week 1 passes. Hashtags calling for him to start are trending, and many fans argue that the offense simply has more upside with Sanders under center. Some even go as far as saying that if Cleveland doesn't give him the ball soon, they risk wasting valuable development time. On the other hand, analysts like former quarterbacks and coaches have cautioned against rushing the process. They point out that Week 2 against Baltimore is not the ideal environment for a rookie debut. facing exotic blitz packages, confusing coverages, and relentless pressure could create bad habits or shatter confidence. For Stefanski, the decision is as much about protecting Sanders as it is about winning games. From a tactical standpoint, keeping Gabriel as the starter while using Sanders in specific packages might be the compromise solution. Sanders' mobility and ability to extend plays could add a new wrinkle to the offense without putting the full burden on his shoulders. We've seen teams around the league ease rookies in this way, giving them a taste of real action without throwing them into the fire too soon. Meanwhile, inside the Browns' locker room, teammates have reportedly rallied around Sanders. Veteran players have praised his leadership and composure, unusual for a rookie. Wide receivers in particular have noted his accuracy and timing in practice sessions, saying they feel confident when he's delivering the football. That chemistry could become a key factor in Stefanski's decision-making. So where does this leave us heading into Sunday's showdown with the Ravens? Based on Stefanski's comments, Dillon Gabriel is still the projected starter. But the leash may not be long. If the offense struggles early, Sanders could see significant playing time. And if he shines, the conversation about permanently handing him the reins will only grow louder. This story isn't just about one game, it's about the Browns' identity moving forward. Do they stick with the veteran and lean on experience, or do they embrace the future and let Sanders lead now? It's a decision that could define Cleveland's season and potentially its next era of football. Around the league, other coaches, players, and executives are watching closely. Sanders is more than just another rookie quarterback. He represents a new generation, one that blends talent, charisma, and cultural relevance. If he succeeds, it could shift how teams view young quarterbacks and how quickly they hand over the reins. As we look ahead to Sunday, one thing is clear: the Browns' quarterback situation is the league's newest storyline to watch. Fans, analysts, and even opposing teams are waiting to see how Stefanski manages it. Will Shedeur Sanders get his chance in Week 2, or will Cleveland wait just a little longer before unleashing their young star? Either way, the pressure is mounting. The Ravens won't go easy, the AFC North is unforgiving, and Cleveland knows that every decision counts. Whether it's Gabriel under center or Sanders stepping in, the Browns' quarterback room will remain one of the hottest topics in football. That's all for tonight's top story on NFL Trending. I'm Roger, and we'll continue to bring you every update on Shedeur Sanders, the Browns, and all the biggest headlines across the NFL. Stay with us, because this season, every snap, every decision, and every storyline matters.